Imagination. Besides water and a journal, I think imagination is the next best tool that an adventurer can have. I love my imagination. So what is imagination? It's as simple as an idea, a thought, an image in your mind. This can be an old thought from your memory, or it could be a thought that you or nobody has ever thought of before. Don't limit yourself when using your imagination. Let yourself be creative. It is your imagination. You get to do things your way. You get to let your mind make the decisions. Take dragons and unicorns. They didn't exist until somebody thought of them in their imagination and then shared them with others. Think of real things that exist today that didn't exist before, like bread and bicycles. Somebody thought of those and created them. You could even think of scientific things and thoughts, like Einstein created E equals mc squared, the theory of relativity, in his mind. What things can you create with your mind? When you made your life adventure list, you used your imagination to think of things for you to accomplish, real things that you can do in life. So for today's mission, I want you to use your imagination to write a story. I want you to be open-minded and create whatever story that you want to create. I'm not going to give you too much information about what to write because I want you to be free to write what you want. I'll give you some guidelines for writing your story just to help you along the way. But I want you to be as free as possible to write whatever you want. You don't even have to stick to my guidelines. I'm just trying to give you things to help motivate you, to help guide you with your writing. Be free to be creative. For your first guideline, I'd like you to create at least one character. This could be a person, an object, a thing that's never been created before, an animal, or somebody that you know. Choose a setting, meaning find a place for this story to take place. Maybe even a place that your character gets to interact with. Have a beginning to your story, an introduction of your character and where your character is. Have a theme for the story. Have an idea of what your character is doing in the story. Is your character trying to accomplish something? Have an ending. Something that I often do when I write a story is I start with the end in mind. I write the last sentence or paragraph or last page of a story. And then I go to the beginning and I move towards that ending. Just like an adventure, you wrote your life adventure list so that you can go to the beginning and move towards it. Start with the end in mind. It's setting a goal. Some things that might help you along with your story is to not stop once you start. Of course, you can take potty breaks, you can go eat, you can go do chores, go to school, or even sleep. You can take your time over weeks writing this story. So of course you're going to have to stop. But what I mean by don't stop is don't stop and edit. Don't go back through and say, oh, I think this would be better if I wrote it this way. Make sure you get to the end and then you get to edit. This will help you finish your story. We get caught up in editing and trying to fix little things, little pieces. Just go ahead and finish your story. That's why erasers are on pencils, so that you can edit later. There are many other rules that writers can stick by, but really what I want you to focus on today is to have fun and to finish your story. And just remember, if it isn't written down, it doesn't exist. Meaning, if you keep things in your head too long, you might forget them. I make that mistake way too often. So make sure to have fun, finish your story, and share it. Adventure on.